Hey you guys, in this video we're going to draw Halloween Stitch. Stitch is one of my favorite characters and I especially love Stitch all dressed up for Halloween. So I thought this lesson would be a lot of fun dressing him up for Halloween in a pumpkin costume. Now I'm using my pencil and eraser to first draw the main shapes, but then we're using our markers to draw and color with after. But like always, you can use whatever you have. All right, let's get started. First, let's use our pencil to draw the main shapes. We're going to draw a circle for the pumpkin that Stitch is wearing. And the nice thing about using our pencil is you can work on this shape and get it just the way you want it before you move on to the next step. So if you want to move it to the right a little, mine's off to the side, but if you want to take extra time and really make sure that it's in the center, also if you want to make it bigger or smaller. Okay, now let's draw Stitch's head. We're gonna draw kind of overlapping, almost like we're making a snowman. So you can see I'm going over it a couple times to get it just the way I want. So we've got all these extra lines and we can go back with our eraser and erase those extra lines so that we don't get confused on what line we want to keep. Now for the ears, let's draw them raindrop shape. So we're going to draw an S curve first, coming out of the side of Stitch's head, and we can do the same thing over here to match. I love Stitch. I love drawing Stitch. He's just so much fun to draw all of these cool shapes. So we got these cool, really big upside down raindrop shapes that come into the side of his head. Okay, now let's draw ovals for the other shapes. Let's draw an oval for one arm. Draw it right here, and another oval here sticking out of the pumpkin. Then we could also draw ovals down here, but I think we'll bend Stitch's legs. So we could just draw two curves, curving in opposite directions, and then we could add an oval for the foot. There's all of the main shapes, so we could spend extra time using our pencil to draw all of the details. And if you want, you can keep drawing with your pencil, but I'm going to put it off to the side and switch to my marker. Now we're going to draw the details for his face first. Let's draw his nose. I'm going to draw the letter V right here in the middle, but it's kind of curved and really wide. And then we can draw the top of Stitch's nose. And then for the eyes, we're going to draw also teardrop or raindrop shapes. And we're going to start really close to his nose. And you could add little guide points if you want. And also you could draw the first line for the eyes. So they're diagonals and they're going opposite directions. Then we're going to turn these really into big raindrop shapes. And we'll curve around on this side to match. There we go. There's his eyes. And we could also add an oval for the highlight too. Now let's draw his mouth. And first we're going to make him look sad. We're going to draw this sad kind of upside down curve. And then we can, right at the corners, we're going to curve it up to make him happy. And then let's draw the bottom of his mouth, curving down really close to the guide pencil or the circle. And then we could also draw the cheeks, cheek lines, and now the teeth. This will really make him look like Stitch. We're going to draw letter V's. So big ones on the sides. And then we could also add two little ones. Well, those are really small. And then we're going to draw two big ones or upside down letter V's for his bottom teeth. And we could also add two little ones in between. Now for his tongue, let's draw a curve that comes down in the middle to a little V shape, and we'll go behind the teeth and curve over here too. It looks like the top of a heart. Okay, now for the top of his head, let's draw the top of the pumpkin costume for his hat. So let's draw a curve. We'll keep it simple and just draw a big curve going across his head, and we can also go past the circle on each side. And then let's draw it curving around for the top and connect to the other side. Next, let's draw the stem sticking out. We could draw a really thick stem. So two curves that come out and then connect at the top. All right, now for the shape of his head, we'll come out of the pumpkin and we'll stop. Actually, let's just keep it simple and we'll just draw the whole circle. So we're gonna follow the pencil line all the way around. You could also turn your paper if it makes it a little easier to draw a smooth curve. Now let's draw his ears, and we can start here and trace over the pencil line, but then when we come up here at the top, we'll start curving down and then stop. And we can add a little letter V for the notch, or it looks like a tear in Stitch's ear, and then we'll curve back down, trace over the pencil. Okay, now on this side, we'll do the same thing, but when we're tracing over the pencil, we'll come down this far and then add the tear further down and then connect into the head. Now we'll add the rest of his ears. We're gonna draw them thicker into his head, and we'll also start here and draw the other side of this ear. Then we can repeat that same detail over on this side to finish the ears. Oh, and also we need to add little wrinkles over his nose. And you can also add little eyebrows to going over his eyes. All right, now we can draw a little part of his body coming down, and then we're gonna draw it going into the pumpkin. So let's draw the top of the pumpkin, or the opening, going from his neck to the other side. And then we could draw a little part of the pumpkin coming down. Right here, we'll kind of trace around that curve or the guideline for his arms that are sticking out of the pumpkin. And then let's finish the pumpkin shape coming down and over to his other armpit. All right, now let's draw his arms sticking out. We're gonna trace over the pencil, but not all the way. We'll stop where his wrist would be, and we can match on this side. Now remember, if I'm ever going too fast, you can always pause the video and take extra time. Also, if you wanna spend longer on a step or you wanna rewatch it, you can always rewind. Now for his hands, let's add the first thumb. We're gonna add an upside down letter U, and then 3 more fingers. We're gonna draw those same upside down letter U's for the rest of his hand. Now we can do that same thing over here. And 1. His arms are a little thick, but that's okay. Maybe because they're squished coming out of the pumpkin. Now let's add his claws. We'll just add a little curve, or the claw sticking out of his fingers. On this side, we had it going to the left, and then on this side, we'll aim his claw going to the right, and then these other 3 will aim up. Yes, there's his hands. Now we could draw his legs and also his feet. Let's draw over the pencil line, and then we're gonna draw kind of this oval shape that goes around and then up to the pumpkin. So we're not gonna trace over the inside of that foot. And then we can do the same thing on this side. Now for his claws, we'll just add little triangle shapes sticking out of his feet. And we can do the same on this side. Now for the face on the jack-o'-lantern, you could change this any way you want. You don't have to draw it the same as me. You could draw a happy jack-o'-lantern, you could draw an angry or a spooky one. I'm drawing 2 triangles. Oh, let's draw the nose first. We'll draw a little upside down V in the middle, and we'll turn it into a triangle. And then we'll draw bigger letter V's on the outside. And right here, we could add a big upside down letter U inside the eye. This looks like the pupil for the pumpkin. All right, now for the face, or the mouth I mean, let's draw this line first. Then we can add a square letter U on each side for a tooth. And we could draw the rest of the mouth coming out to the side. Then let's draw another tooth right in the middle for the bottom. We can draw an upside down square letter U. And then we'll draw the smile coming down to connect to the tooth. We did it! We finished drawing our Stitch in a pumpkin costume. He looks really cool, except we still need to color him. This part we'll fast forward because I'm just gonna color it solid. Now, at the end, you can pause the video if you wanna match my same coloring. Also, before you color, I'm using markers, so you wanna make sure that you switch to your eraser one last time and erase any of the pencil lines you can still see. If you leave the pencil lines and then color with the markers, sometimes it'll smear it, or you'll just see the pencil underneath. Especially on the orange or lighter colors, you'll be able to still see the pencil. So we'll erase it first, and then we'll fast forward and color our drawings. All right, I'm all finished. I hope you'll take time to color your drawings too. You can pause the video to match my same coloring, but you could also color yours differently. You could even add a background to complete your drawing. Now, one thing you want to remember though is use two different blues for Stitch. Use a light blue around his eyes. It's like you're creating the same shape as his big black eye. So it's this raindrop shape. And then also add the light blue on his chin and belly. Then I used the medium blue to fill in everything else. Then pink for his ears and also his tongue. And then the last thing, a dark blue for the nose, and I even used black to add little nostrils. I hope you had a lot of fun following along with me and drawing Stitch. Remember, it's okay if your drawings look different than mine. I'm sure they turned out awesome. The most important thing is to have fun and practice, and we'll see you later, our friends. Goodbye.